The popcorn you're eating has been pissed in. Hello, my name is Dan Hollifield, and this is Last Man Standing. Thank you very much for joining us after Stupid O'Clock. If you were watching the last few minutes of Stupid O'Clock, you saw me on the telephone, which was to tell me that my beloved bride, Lindsay, is now on the ground in Albuquerque after having flown from Atlanta to Albuquerque today to visit her children. She is with her son Anthony right now, and by this time tomorrow, she will be with her daughter Judith and Judith's husband Sam and our two grandchildren that Judith and Sam have gifted us with. And we'll be having a wonderful time for the next week out, let's see, south of New Mexico south of Albuquerque to Socorro, and then west to Pie Town, and then west a little bit further. So at the moment, if you really want a geographical location somewhere further into the American outback than the very large array VLA telescopes, whose background photograph I sometimes use here. The background photograph I'm using right now is a roadside rest stop in New Mexico. And each of the little buildings is tricked out as if they were a little saloon in a Gunsmoke sort of town, or whatever. It's all very, very nicely done. It's really, really cute when you pull over and you got all this stuff here. It's just absolutely wonderful for a roadside rest area. Yes, I'm going to be on my own for a week. And my wife is tremendously worried that I will forget to eat, or forget to wake up, which is a legitimate concern, or forget to feed the pets, which has been done. Yes, Lindsay, I fed the raccoon, and none of the cats got out, so everybody's on the porch except for the ones that are in the house, and I've got the door propped open so the porch cats can come inside and before I close everything up for the night. Um, yes, I will have to clean the litter box in the morning. Let me tell you, there have been about four cats using the litter box, so it is going to be cleaned. Um, as soon as I wake up on Sunday morning, let me tell you. All right, now we have backstage the fabulous Chris, and then we have the promise later on of Stephanie, and we will cross that bridge when she appears out of the ether. But here's Chris,
Hello.
and I don't know that we have a topic left that was not covered in the previous show, but
Well, give us
we'll
time.
do our best. We will do our best.
Give us
Uh,
time. We'll think of something. We
hey,
normally do.
how about that Babylonian Tupperware? No, basically, you sent me a link to an Alice Cooper concert that I can't go to, but I wish I damn well could. That would be an achievement right there. I would love to see Alice Cooper, but I can't. I I
It's
really
a
can't afford
small
it.
venue too.
Yes, it would be perfect. There would not be huge crowds that would uh, trigger my fear of crowds. It would be a small, intimate show. I wish I could go. I really wish I could go. And I will research and see whether or not I can. Because that's one of those things where, hey, I'd love that. I really would.
Well, that's why I sent you the link.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
I mean, once you told me you didn't really care for huge crowds, I'm like, well, this is perfect because I think it only seats between 800 to 1,000 people. So
Mm-hmm. That'd be like the time I got to see Adamant and the Romantics in the
that was
Atlanta
a great
Civic
show.
Center. Oh, it was. It was a fantastic show, and there were less than 800 people in the audience,
Wow. Because
and
I
I was
remember,
I was the oldest person in the audience that wasn't on stage. I mean, seriously, I was the only. I I might have been 25, 26. Most of
mhm,
the audience was 14-year-old girls, except for the 18 and 20-year-olds that I uh, taxied there from
mhm.
Athens. Uh, uh, Great people, and we wound up we wound up knowing every word of every song that both bands were playing on the stage, and we're able to sing along with, which really freaked out the 14-year-old girls because here's this old guy that knows all the words. Uh, this is not within their worldview at this time.
Mike said, if you want, I can come hang out too. Got to work get done, but I can do that live too. So,
Hey, and during Stupid O'Clock, I got a message from my third grandson that
hmm
he will be in town this week and he would like to come and spend a little bit of time with me. Um, and he's more than welcome. And well, he knows.
well, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't get to see my oldest girl's sons often enough. I do stay in touch with the middle grandson on Facebook, and at times the youngest grandson on will tune in on Facebook, and then I do get to see occasionally, but not very often, the oldest grandson, my first grandson ever.
Hmm.
But trying he's trying to consolidate his feces here. So
Mm.
he's not not made some of the wisest choices in life, and he's trying to do better. So
Mm.
gonna,
We've all made poor
oh,
decisions at one point in time.
believe me, my life has not been a shining example of how to make correct choices the first time every time. Believe me, um, these things they happen. Hey, Stephanie,
Who's
well
trying to get his shit?
here. Oh, just eat, eat. Don't.
No, who's trying to get his shit together? I came in the middle of that conversation.
Oh,
One of his grandsons.
my oldest grandson.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, he's taken a few wrong steps, but he's trying to fix things now. So I'm gonna stand behind him 100%. And
Yeah,
Good
uh,
job.
the coming of wisdom sometimes takes a while longer with others than it does some.
Tell
As
me
long
about
as
it.
it
I'm still
comes, that's
working
the
on it.
important thing.
mhm.
Tell me about it. I'm still working on it.
Well,
Oh, I am too.
when I got to play granddad, I play granddad. I mean, seriously, get your shit together, boys, and now, girls, because you know, well, the ladies are a bit young for that kind of thing, but after kindergarten, get your shit together. Um, Beth is adorable. Yes. Um, I have so many grandchildren, I can just barely keep track of all of them. And they range in age from, um, whoa, late 30s to preschool. So, uh, yeah, I get around. Um, the Beach Boys ain't got nothing on me. Uh, Now, here we find ourselves on Last Man Standing, and we are going, what are you going to talk about the top stupid o'clock? And I'm going, we ain't got to top nothing. We just got to come up with something else to say. It's not a contest of who can be the most outrageous. It's well, this topic or that topic or another topic. These things they happen and they flow along in sequence, and they're really nice. Got word from my publisher today that he has been tapped with doing some uh, audio video stuff for LibertyCon, and asked me for a short Twitter video type statement of my impressions of LibertyCon and what I think about it. And I'm going, yeah, that's easy. As long as I can get the camera to work, yeah, I can do that. But, and when I was trying to tell him, yeah, I'll do that, he's on uh, Gmail. And Gmail has decided, because I am sending out mass postings to 6 people at a time, some of which are
Whopping
on
six
email,
people.
a whopping 6 people, that I am a major league spammer, and they're
Oh
not
my,
going to let my emails through.
lovely.
So I have to go, okay, Forward this writer's email address to my Windstream account. Forward the message from my Windstream account to Gmail. Now I can email you.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have a cat with a fit of the zoomies.
Hey, watch and learn.
Yeah.
You will be able to walk on the walls soon.
Well, he's doing about warp factor 48 here.
Yeah, well, all it takes is the correct amount of inertia and realizing that gravity is sometimes at right angles to your physical position.
Well, I've seen him run like this is the plane of his body. He's not running like this. He's running like this across the back of the couch for the
Oh,
entire length of the couch.
uh-huh.
Uh, Not on the top of the couch, like this on the side of the couch.
On the side of the couch. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he graduates to the curtains, that's when you go, "Hey, get him!"
Hmm. Well, fortunately, we don't have that many curtains in the house. We opted for mini blinds.
Uh,
Yes, those have suffered their own kind of damage.
yeah. Uh, hey, I can't see. Let me spread this apart. Um,
Hmm.
these things they happen. I mean, when you are owned by a cat, I said
Yes.
that correctly.
Yes,
When
you
you
did.
are owned by a cat, um, collateral damage is one of those things you just figure in as part of the relationship.
Yep. Yep. You may have noticed through his various and sundry cameos in the two shows that he prefers. Let's see. The screen is small. He prefers that leg to lie on. That
Hmm.
leg from about a third of the way down from my crotch all the way down to my knees is like riddled with cat scratches. I mean,
Well, you know,
Keisha.
somebody actually wrote a song about that once.
Oh, really? Cat scratches?
Yeah, cat scratch fever. Yeah, I'm not fond of the
Oh, oh, oh.
I'm
Okay.
not fond of the fellow that actually wrote the song, but then
I,
again,
I forgot about that song.
it do exist. So, um,
Why, ooh, yourself. Wow.
mm,
The cat's talking.
oh yeah, about 30 minutes ago they stopped shouting for Mama,
Oh,
and let's see, I think there are five in the house and four on the porch, and more out in the pen. Uh,
Elron still
that
sometimes
chain link fence.
Elron still sometimes shouts for Daryl. So that's
I
a little bit
understand.
rough.
I understand. Yes, indeed, it would be. But I've told them all that Lindsay will be back next week. It's just us now, and they need to behave. And they're going, like, that's going to happen.
Oh,
Oh. And I actually did take a bowl of food out and managed to keep all the cats on the screened in porch and put the bowl of food out for the raccoon. Lindsay left me explicit instructions on feed the raccoon
okay. Or
and
or as or as Fritz calls him, not a cat,
not a kitty. Yep.
not a kitty. Yeah.
Well, this one is more like I ain't Rocket. I'm big. I'm bigger.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, this raccoon is about as tall as a 10-year-old child.
Are you exaggerating?
No, it is waist high to me, and I am 5'11".
Holy shit!
He's a healthy boy or
It sounds
girl,
like it.
as the case may be. I did not check. That seemed like something that was too personal,
Uh huh.
and
Agreed.
I didn't feel like paying for emergency room fees. So the actual gender of the raccoon is going to have to remain a mystery. And no, I did not get out the uh, I did I didn't get out the
Binoculars.
binoculars. Thank you. To actually check and see if there were any visible signs of gender dimorphism, whatever, um, to put it politely. Uh, it did kind of feel like it was intrusive on my part. So um, if it's he or she or they, I'm going to let them pick their own pronouns. So, and I it's none of my business as long as I put out food and water. That's all that counts, right there.
Hello, Keisha. Thank you for joining in and watching.
Hello, Keisha, and let me. Here's Jimmy and Keisha. Thank you both for being.
Hey, good morning.
Good
I'm trying
morning.
to get my headphones in, so you'll have to excuse me.
Oh, that's
Oh,
No
perfectly
worries.
that's
fine.
No
quite
We're
worries.
just
all
happy to
right.
have you join us.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of you.
And Keisha, I did see you briefly last night, but you appeared during, shall we say, a rather heated verbal exchange, and you looked like you were a deer in the headlights moment there. So you didn't know whether or not you were going to say anything in the green room or just kind of go, let's go feed the chickens.
I went with feeding the chickens.
Yes.
I have no idea what I walked into last night. I was just like, I am here, guys. That's it.
Yep. And things never really got back on the rails after that, but it's a green room. Rails are optional.
I painted a bee.
Amazing.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Lord, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks.
I can't draw a straight line with a ruler.
You
Well,
don't have to.
I've been drawing like some depressing stuff lately. So like I figured I would draw some happier stuff. So I drew this half naked lady last night.
Okay,
And then I
Okay.
drew a bee.
I
These
like
bees
it.
are adorable.
Yeah.
I like the
I-
bee more.
And then
I-
I got bored the other day and drew whatever this is.
Okay, you'll have to explain that one, Lucy.
Yeah,
I was having fun. I don't know.
I don't think she knows what it is.
Hey,
I don't.
it's
I
your
tell people
artwork.
I'll paint with words.
You don't need explanations. You don't need excuses. It's yours.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'm not so sure.
Hey,
Do I want to
the
claim things?
the only time that you need explanations is when you're forced to deal with people that don't understand what you do and why you do it and how you do it.
You know what? I honestly have a lot of those moments.
And
Yeah,
that's
but
where,
it's
comics
none
come
of
in.
their damn business most of the time, unless they're going to buy one. You know,
I dropped my phone.
Uh-oh.
stomp down hard, really, really, right now.
No, I'm using my feet.
Mm,
Ah,
Got it. So how are you guys tonight?
waking up.
We're
I'm
gonna
doing good.
Glorious
make
morning
a
coffee.
cartoon hero out of you yet, Keisha. I don't
He, he's on the other
Coffee,
side of
where
the
are
pond.
I was
Keisha.
gonna say, okay, it is 12:25 at night here, so
It's
He's on the other side of the pond.
7:25
add
a.m.
another
here.
hour and you get my time zone.
where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
Holland.
I'm from Varna.
Technically, yes, I am actually from Holland because I live in one of the provinces called Holland. But the Netherlands is the entire country, and
Yes.
you have North Holland and South Holland. I live in North Holland.
Okay.
Well, awesome.
Well,
I
thankfully,
live in
you
the middle
don't
of
have a
nowhere.
Holland, otherwise you'd be in California.
Yeah, we don't really have nowhere in the Netherlands because it's so small. I can drive 2 hours in any direction, and I'll either be in the sea or in another country. So
It takes me almost an hour worth of driving just to get to my local store.
if I drive for an hour, I am literally halfway to Germany.
Awesome.
If I drive west for 90 minutes, I'm in Atlanta, and I'm in big trouble because I hate Atlanta traffic.
I'm about 2 hours drive away from my nearest relative in any direction.
Mm.
So,
That's a blessing and a curse. I'm not sure.
well, to be honest, right now it's my husband died in December, and I don't have any relatives close. I don't have, yeah. So it's been a little difficult.
But she has friends in the area. So.
I do, and they have been helping, and I
Oh,
appreciate that no end.
got friends all over the world, actually.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm a little further away, but if she needs me, I'll see if I can't find my way to help her. She needs it.
And I appreciate that. I know that, and I appreciate it.
And I got a happy little fur ball here.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I think mine is sleeping on the couch somewhere.
I
Hello,
have
Jeff.
turkeys and guineas behind me.
Well, if
In
as
the
long as
house?
you don't have a peacock going to scream anytime.
Do you not have turkeys in your home? And guineas?
Who, me?
I
I used
do.
to have guinea
Only
pigs.
in the freezer.
Oh no, mine are live and sleeping behind me.
Well,
Mine
I
tastes
will
good
tell
with
you.
gravy.
I will tell you an interesting story. I was on the way to pay my car insurance. Yeah, car insurance, boo cost of car insurance. And I was driving on 4th Avenue, and
Hey,
there
Joe.
was a chicken crossing the road in front of me that I slowed down to let pass. First time I ever actually saw a chicken crossing the road, and all sorts of why the chicken crossed the road ideas popped into my head.
Why did the
Oh,
chicken have
you
to cross
guys,
the road right now?
Yeah.
the best thing happened to me the other day. So I live out in the middle of Mike. I don't know if you know where I live, but I live in the middle of nowhere. And I was driving down um, our main like road. I don't know what it's considered, but it's called 89. And I was
Probably
driving down
state
it,
highway.
and we got like a half an hour away. And all of a sudden, just crossing the road, I see a duck, and a goose all in line. And I went, look, duck, duck, goose. I was so proud and happy about that moment.
Oh my god.
I shouldn't have.
You live in a fairy tale universe. You realize this.
I
That is
do.
awesome.
But I thought it was hilarious because they were all in a line, and I didn't think of it at the time. I literally just yelled "duck, duck, goose," and then I was like, the happiest person on the planet after that.
Well, it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be duck, duck, chupacabra.
God.
I mean,
Yep.
honestly, yeah. Where I live, I would not doubt it.
I
Now-
know. Because he's been a guest host on your show.
That is true.
Well, no,
Um,
Jersey Devil has been a guest host on your
yeah.
show. Looking forward to tomorrow night.
Oh, cool. That makes one of us.
Oh, you're not looking forward to it?
So you're supposed to do this like thing where you look up what your topic is supposed to be and like do research and whatever. Um, I did not do said thing yet.
Oh boy.
You still have time, but it's running out.
You really, if you're going to try and get a word in edgewise with Heather, there, you need to do your research now.
Well, see, our topic is Gemini,
Mhm.
and I'm a Gemini, so I figured that was enough research that I didn't need to do any more research than that.
Oh well, okay.
So
I
is
thought
it?
That-
I
Is,
thought
is
you
the,
were referring to twin mermaids myself, but
you know what? I didn't look for context in what they wanted me to talk about, so
oh,
it might be.
context. I never believe me. I can't even get the I can't even get Joe on screen here without clicks. So
hello, Joe.
We're getting a
Hello.
full house tonight.
hey, yeah, hey, I love it. I love it. We actually have more people on screen than are watching. So hey, I'm having a good time.
That's
Well,
because normally I'm one of the ones watching. So sorry about that.
Same.
That's
Like
fine.
this is normally
we're
my
happy to
morning
have you
show.
watch.
So
I'm
Um,
normally in bed by now, but get to work midnights. Yay!
yeah,
I
yeah.
I invited Heather.
Mike's just getting up because he's in the Netherlands. You're up there in far Yankee land and hard at work and being kept awake by stuff. And Keisha's a vampire, so
That
Yes.
explains why she looks so youthful and young.
Oh, I have to. The reason why I don't use lighting when I'm on lives is because of this.
Flash.
I literally glow.
When I worked shuttle program, I tended to work the night shift a lot because I can go on the night shift pretty easily. I've always been a night owl, and I'm pale complected, and I have relatively prominent teeth, and so then one day we had a bagel club on Fridays, and I walked in and grabbed my bagel, and it was a garlic bagel, and everybody was like,
Okay, I have to dissect this really quick. Bagel Club. What? And why? Why did I not know these were a thing?
well, we just had a bagel club at work. I mean, everybody would take turnabout going. We had a standard order because everybody had their certain bagel that they wanted, and the bagel place knew, and so one of us would go in. We took turnabout once a week. We'd go into the bagel place, pick up the order, pay for it, bring it into the office, and everybody would come in for their bagels on Friday.
Okay,
That is
second
awesome.
part. There's garlic bagels?
There's also everything bagel.
mhm.
I love an everything bagel. Okay.
Now let me ask this real quick: was it an Einstein bagel store?
No, it was a local. It wasn't a franchise. It was a local.
Wait, there is franchise bagel places?
Yes,
Yeah.
Where am I living?
You've never heard of Bagel
out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, because the closest place I can get a bagel is a Starbucks almost an hour away.
Keisha, look up Einstein Bagel Company.
Coming
First
soon
of all, I
to a
love that
cornfield near you.
They are.
I would love that.
I just know.
Okay.
I've
Do they
attended.
scream it's
A,
alive
popped
every
up right
single
when I
time they
pulled-
open?
I'm so excited about this. I need to. Do they deliver?
Now that I don't know. You might
Oh,
be able
there's
to
one
get
in
through-
Bloomington. That's only like
95
2-hour
minutes
drive
away?
from me. It's like 2 hours,
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Maybe you could get Groupon or one of the food delivery services to run it.
Ooh, does Groupon work in your guys' area?
God, I'd hate to see what
Wouldn't
DoorDash would
know.
say.
DoorDash, I
I've
think
never
guys at
tried
work
it.
use.
No.
No, whenever I try to do anything fancy like that, they're like, we don't do your area yet, but sign up for our email and we'll let you know when we make it out that way. You want to know how many places I've ever heard back from?
Yeah, about
0.
99%. Yeah.
0. Yeah, so
We used to have
I gave
one
up hope.
pizza place that would deliver out here, but they went out of business.
Yeah. The reason why I knew
You're not
Einstein-
driving that far out into the outback. Thank you.
The reason I knew about Einstein Bagels is my first experience with it was I was attending an early morning panel at JordanCon, and the staff member and person running it had brought in a few bags of bagels from Einstein's Bagels. So that's why the name stuck in my head, because I'd never seen it before, and that's why I thought of that name. And I figured I'd mention it to you. Maybe you could find something not too far away. Unfortunately,
No,
Bloomington's
I
the
will
only place-
100% drive the 2 hours to go get bagels. Like,
Good bagels are worth it.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh my god.
At one
Yep.
point, I like if I get desperate and I want a bagel and I've only got cream cheese or I've only got bagel, like I'll have a bagel with butter on it, or I'll have a piece of toast with cream cheese on it. It's not the same, but I'm desperate most of the time, so
Well,
Now, see, one of the things that we also did with the Bagel Club was we had regular cream cheese, we had garlic cream cheese, and I think we had strawberry cream cheese. So if I got a blueberry bagel,
yeah. Y'all,
I was with strawberry cream cheese on it, and my everything bagel had garlic cream cheese on it.
And your garlic bagel had garlic cream cheese on it, and everybody's going, "Oh, thank God!"
Pretty much. Yep.
Have you guys
Um,
ever seen me eat garlic?
no.
We've never seen you eat.
Point.
I drink a lot.
Yeah.
So
Well,
do I,
that's
but
good.
I'm
I've eaten
hydrated.
them a couple times.
you drink
in
healthy
context,
stuff.
that
I mean,
can
I don't.
be a
So
bad thing.
That's good for your skin, though.
That is true.
That's
And-
why I'm pale.
Although I haven't seen, I know you've taken a brief pause on Facebook, but your pictures of the food that you make and that you harvest and wash and all is just like awesome.
Okay, so I made the best spring rolls the other day. I took a picture of them. Y'all didn't get to see them because I wasn't on Facebook. But I'm going to show you because they looked delicious. Oh.
Oh wow!
It's a really, you can't really see.
I
No.
can
Well.
see enough.
I can see well enough. Yeah.
But they were delicious. I had asparagus, carrots, cabbage, onion, garlic,
My
ginger,
gut just exploded right there.
Yummy.
and it was delicious. I just
Oh,
basically
yeah.
used all of the veggies I had in my house. I was like, everything goes in.
Works.
And then I soaked it in soy sauce because soy sauce is delicious.
That
Yes.
was not an egg roll. That was a burrito.
It was a delicious burrito. Well,
Yeah.
it's called a spring roll because since I don't eat meat, it's just it's a vegan egg roll is what it
Yeah.
is basically.
Well,
And
it sounds
it's
wonderful.
delicious. I'll have to post the pictures up on Facebook now that I'm like using it again. As of today, out of necessity, I'm starting up the farmers market again next month, and I was like, I should probably find people to set up at the farmers market.
That
So-
might not be a
No.
bad idea.
So I got on Facebook, and then that was just the downfall.
And Joe, yeah, StreamYard was playing nice because my wife is in New Mexico right now. I decided to use a background photo from a roadside, let's say, a rest area in New Mexico, in between Albuquerque and Socorro, and it is set up as if it were a spaghetti western set. So there are places. There are the little rooms back here. Okay. There are little rooms back there that are set up. Some of them have vending machines in them. Some of them have tables and whatnot, as if they were in a saloon.
That is awesome.
It is. It is
That's way cool.
wonderful. And, this is just one of the many roadside attractions in the vast wasteland that is in between big cities in New Mexico. Let me tell you that there are miles and miles and miles of nothing but miles and miles and miles of it.
Mhm.
Their speed limit out there on the regular 2-lane roads is like 75 miles an hour, just because it takes so long to get from one place that people live to another place that people actually live.
So like out here,
Yeah,
don't
but
know-
without the corn.
we also have beans. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
yes.
Mhm.
I used to grow soybeans, so I know what that's like.
But
Five-
out here, we
500
don't
acres
even
of
have
soybeans.
police officers in our village. Like, we don't have a police station or anything like that, so people just don't care.
Wow.
Wow.
There's no cops. There's no point in committing a crime if there's no cops.
I know, and I specifically
Take some of
don't
the
lock
fun out
my
of it.
doors just to see if anybody will mess with me. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a chance to, accidentally mace somebody yet.
I think your reputation has exceeded you.
By the way, it is a real mace, not the spray kind.
No, it's the one with the spikes, isn't it?
I call it my alarm system because if you hit somebody with it, they'll probably scream loud enough to let the rest of the house know.
They'll certainly be alarmed once
Yeah.
you smack
Yeah.
them up the head with it. Yeah.
If you guys want to know how stable of a person I am.
Well, you're probably one of those, don't start none, there won't be none.
Yeah. I want to claim that. Yes. I'll go with that
I
one.
said probably. I left some wiggle room there.
Okay. We'll go with
Yeah,
probably.
she
I
really wants to start some.
See, I can't
Really
say
do.
anything because I'm pretty sure my
It's-
wife keeps a sharp and
it's-
pointy on her side of the bed, and I've got a 410 on mine.
I have a machete in my drawer next to my bed.
Right.
I sleep with a loaded cat.
Ooh, I also sleep with a loaded gun.
Yes.
But that's up on a shelf because I have children.
Yeah, you
children
don't
all
want
have
them
shoes.
accidentally.
I made sure of that. Oh, Lord. I had to stop teaching my wife. I had to stop giving my wife shooting lessons. She got better than me. Really? If you can hit that 100 yards, I ain't pissing you off. No way, no how.
Yeah.
I used to actually do competitive shooting.
Hey, great.
Yes. Now I shoot BB guns in the backyard, but that's about it.
Well, you still do the Civil War reenactment when you get a chance, right?
Yeah, but those are all blanks.
Hmm.
We're not
Yeah.
allowed to shoot the real things at people.
Yeah, but
I just
the
don't
other guys don't
understand
know that.
The cannon blanks, though, you definitely don't want to stand in front of a cannon blank because that'll still hurt you even if it's blank.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
that
blank
is.
blank will
Cut you
still
in half.
a blank will still hurt you. My husband used to work at. I guess I probably don't need to name the name. It is a defunct theme park, now defunct theme park, in the live theater department. And one of the shows he worked on, they had a Western segment. And the number of times they had to send one of their dancers off because the gun with the blanks in it went off too soon and took out not only part of the costume but a chunk of his leg as well. I kind of lost track of that. So yeah.
Yeah, the wadding in a blank round can actually do considerable impact damage.
Yeah.
If you are not outside of a minimum safe zone, shall I call it?
Mm-hmm.
There is
And point blank is not minimum safe zone.
Oh no!
So we actually use oats, like oatmeal,
Mm-hmm.
and so it smells really good when it shoots out.
I bet that would make me hungry. That's kind of like I remember the first time I ever helped my mom hang wallpaper, and I was like, the paste smells like cooked cereal. Doggone it! I'm hungry. Quit making me hang wallpaper because I want to go eat.
Don't eat the wallpaper paste.
Don't need the wallpaper paste.
Well, that's no fun.
Yeah, well,
There's probably something in it that isn't healthy, no matter how good it smells.
Dang, I just thought of something I should have mentioned on Stupid O'Clock earlier.
what?
May 19th, the Mexican pizza returns to the Taco Bell menu.
Oh, okay.
They had pizza? God, where, like, I'm apparently, I know nothing.
It's
Keisha,
not a pizza in the way you're probably thinking, though.
yeah, I mean, it's basically tortilla shells.
I'm on board so far. Let's do this.
Okay, it's got. Well, you won't like this part. It's got their beef,
Meat.
and it's got beans, and
Ooh,
then
I'm
they
a
lay
bean
the other
girl.
layer on top, and then they sprinkle shredded cheese on it, both white and yellow shredded cheese. They put sauce on it and diced tomatoes. And back in the day, before the lawsuit, they also sprinkled green onions on it.
What was the lawsuit about?
Because somebody got sick from the green onions because supposedly they weren't washed properly.
Oh.
Y'all, I just want a lawsuit against Facebook.
That does happen. Yes,
You
A
did.
lawsuit against Facebook.
Did you deposit that check all right?
Not yet, but it is a legitimate check.
Yes, well,
So,
go deposit
yes.
it right. Well, not right now, but
Yeah, my bank is only
Monday
open like
morning.
a couple days a week for a couple hours, so I gotta kind of like make it there.
Because she's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Yes,
yeah,
Out in the middle of nowhere in Indiana? Or
Illinois.
one
Illinois.
of the banks that used to be around here was a little trailer, small enough to where if it was a horse trailer, you could only get one in it.
Wow.
Damn.
And they left it there on blocks, chained up to the blocks. And I'm going, if somebody wanted to rob the bank, they'd probably just come up and tow it off because it's a trailer.
We actually have a bank in our village. I'm just too poor to use it. So, like, in the bank that we have in the village, you have to have like a minimum of like $500 in your bank account at any given time, and if you go under that, they charge you. And I don't even have that after payday, so
Welcome to the real world, honey.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I bank in about 36 minutes that way. I do my banking in a small town called Granville, which I used to go to school in. It's the smallest county in Illinois. So it's just really big because there's lots of cornfields.
Yeah. Well, I have been to Illinois a couple times driving through the southern part because I have family in Kansas City. So I probably the closest I came to town of any size was Carbondale.
Oh, that's pretty far away from me. I don't think I've
And
ever been to Carbondale.
and then of course I flew into Chicago once.
Chicago should not be attached to Illinois. We don't claim it down here. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're from Chicago," and I'm like, "I am not from Chicago." I'm like,
It
Well,
should be its own
Don't try to
state.
give it up to us in Indiana. We don't want it either.
Yeah.
it just needs to like,
It should be its own state with
yes.
Well,
with
that's
concrete
sort of like
walls all around.
Okay,
that's sort
I
of like
wasn't
New
gonna
York
go
City,
that
and
far.
that's sort of like New York City and Upper New York State,
In Escape from New York, yeah.
and there's also people in Georgia that don't want to claim out Atlanta.
I miss Georgia and living there. I used to live
Oh,
in
you
Lilburn.
okay? Gwinnett
Yeah.
County, Southern
Yeah.
Gwinnett County.
Have you ever been to Lilburn?
I've
It's
been
for
by it
rich,
a number of
it's for
times.
rich people now.
It's rich
Uh,
people.
Yeah.
I was a rich people back then. I had 5 jobs, so
it wasn't
if I
rich.
wasn't a rich people, there was a problem.
There were some areas that had higher level incomes, but the higher level incomes progressively moved further out.
I lived in an old crack house.
Ah, that was fun. I bet.
Oh yeah.
I can sense a country music song in here somewhere.
So like the first
Give me
day
time.
we moved into the house, so they hadn't had electric or water running in the house for like a year, and they had kids in there, they had animals in there. Like there was just like used diapers in the toilet. And then my favorite thing is I didn't investigate further, and I probably should have called the police. But there was what looked to be like air conditioning piping, whatever.
Mhm.
And it had a box inside of it that was wrapped in plastic saran wrap with duct tape around it and a bunch of other, like, it was very neatly, nicely packed. And it was cut open. There was nothing left in there, but there was definitely residue in there. I mean, I threw it away, but
Oh man.
there was an open sign in the window to let people know that there was things available there. It was great. I missed that house.
The front
I
porch
remember
didn't have a
one
red
night-
light also, did it?
It what?
The front porch didn't have a red light also, did it?
That was probably in the bedroom window.
That would have been a much more respectable business.
No, the
Yeah.
open sign was in the family room area in the window. Okay. I kept that sign for the longest time. It was like my favorite thing. I probably shouldn't have put it in my window.
No.
No.
But it was my favorite thing, and I kept it for years. I didn't get rid of it until about 10 years ago or so.
If I didn't love you so much, I would be making such a smart ass comment right
Do
now.
it. I live for those.
No. You would hate me forever.
My
No.
favorite part about that house, though, is when we had the fugitive that broke out of jail or something like that, that was hiding out in our backyard, and
Rabbit food.
the police literally showed up at our front door, and they were like, "Do not go outside." And I was like, I went outside. I did. Like, you can't tell me not to do something.
Yeah.
You like
I'm
living
going to do it.
dangerously.
Here, chicken food, chicken food, chicken food. Here,
I didn't
chicken
have
food.
chickens at the time, but
You-
my roommates were growing pot in the backyard, so they did not get caught for it. Um, that was before it was legal. I don't know if it's legal in Georgia at all yet.
No,
No, not at
Oh,
all.
there's
so
people still working on it, but
okay, yeah, that's way back in the
no.
day. They used to. It was fun living there. I actually lived there.
That
with a
wouldn't be
group-
what I'd call it.
So you know how I found my roommates? Like any normal person, I put a sign up in the window that said, "Hey, call us. We need somebody." In our car when we were driving down the highway. And two guys called me and my cousin, and their names were John and Marshall, and we were living in Illinois at the time, and we all ended up moving to Georgia together.
wow. You like
Uh,
living dangerously, don't you?
I used to. Now I'm literally afraid of my own shadow most of the time. When I was a teenager, I cared about nothing. Oh, kitty!
Oh, pretty baby.
I have
Yeah.
changed my ways. Don't worry, Chris.
Oh, but I'm like, what in the world do you worry about? You got a mace, you got a gun, you got all this other stuff.
Machete.
Yeah,
True.
machete. I forgot the machete.
So I actually
You
collect
got a
sharp, pointy
cornfield. All
objects.
you need now is what do you call the damn things with a tractor? Not a bucket lift, the
Backhoe.
Front end loader.
backhoe. Thank you. Yeah, gets rid of all the evidence.
Yes.
That is why I know people with pigs.
Ah,
One
this
of my
That'll
close
do,
friends
Fred.
just got two
this
baby
secret
pigs.
has
And I'm so excited.
migrated south of Canada. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
well,
So how are you guys doing tonight?
we're not having a blast. I am
Yeah.
anyway.
It's been fun, let me tell you.
All these stories from out in the middle of nowhere I never suspected.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, there's a reason why flying saucers don't land there anymore.
It's because I'm here. They're afraid of me. It's okay. I know.
And of course, I got to learn a little bit and get reconfirmed some of my knowledge about the Netherlands and Holland. Got to learn some things from Stephanie about the origin of the infamous Manamana song.
Mano.
Phenomena.
I approve. I know that one too.
I'm a redneck from Georgia. I'm doing good to pronounce it as well as I do. I've been slaughtering the English language for years. I don't imagine that's going to come to an end anytime soon.
You know what? You talk a lot better than people in West Virginia. Or no, Pennsylvania? West Virginia. One of those. It's way worse. You're fine.
Yeah.
West
yeah.
Virginia. That's what it...
Well, I can
Go.
actually manage to put complete sentences together on occasion, so I guess I do have that going in my favor.
I wish
Yeah,
I had
well-
the video on hand, but when I
Chris,
lived in
Chris and
Virginia,
I do have that in common. We're from Georgia. English is our second language.
yes. I'm gonna have to find the video, but when I lived in West Virginia, you would not be able to tell it was me. I had such a strong accent that
But-
if you compared my voice now to my voice then, you would have no idea I was the same person.
But interestingly enough, West Virginia probably has the closest to English at the time of Shakespeare of any place on the planet.
Yeah, but they confuse me with their ways.
Verily, y'all better get you to the NASCAR track.
That is an experience.
I can either do your basic, everyday sort of Tennessee kind of accent, which
Oh,
is
you're-
really
You're
fairly
not
close to
pronouncing your
Texas.
H's.
Well, a lot of the volunteers that went to Texas were from Tennessee.
That's right,
That's,
including some of my kinfolk.
that's
Uh,
Central Tennessee. You're not pronouncing your H's. It's not Eastern Tennessee.
well,
Oh, and
or I can do my grandmother's southern dialect, where she used to talk about strolling down the boulevard to the cemetery to place some flies on the grave.
Now that is classic right there, folks. That do not have the historical background. That is absolutely classic right there.
now my
My
mom used to get a kick out of. I think it was Sterling Marlin or one of the NASCAR drivers from Virginia. He had a thick Virginian accent, and it sounded like something that come straight out of post Civil War
Mm.
Virginia.
Now there are a variety of um, southern and well, no, let's not even say that. There are a variety of Appalachian accents
Yeah.
that extend the entire coastline. Um, now, a lot of them are very close to what you would hear from someone who is Welsh trying to communicate to someone who is from central England. And there are a lot of um, things that pop up from small population groups that are like uh, if Northern English immigrated and settled in this area exclusively, and you get this almost Geordie. Oh Lord, I don't know the names of the actual British accents, but believe me, it can get thick.
Oh yeah, no.
And
Well, you have the
Weird
infamous
accents.
the thing
Cockney
is that
accent.
different areas had their own degree of this accent or another accent or something that was a compromise between several.
Mhm.
And
Let's
and
not forget the Cockney accent of some of the.
Oh yeah.
well, yeah, but um,
Cockney was actually more a dialect of London.
yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah.
it was basically the dialect of a few city blocks
yeah.
in one specific area of London, which a lot of accents do wind up being. One particular area has their own accent, and you can see that here in the U.S. too.
Hmm.
Uh,
yeah. Like there's a pronounced difference between a Boston accent and a New York City accent.
Oh, honey,
yes,
we're in New York City. There's like one for each borough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's my point. Everybody has this received accent that they were born learning
yeah.
because that is the the area that they learned the most basic elements of communicating with one another. And then you have some other place that is really nearby, but a totally different accent.
Hmm.
See,
Queens
I wish I
does
knew what
not
my
sound like
accent is, because I've been told I have an accent, but I was raised by a gypsy. Like my mom is 100% gypsy, and she did not stay in an area more than like 2 weeks. My entire childhood. So I was like hopping from state to state, and even if we were in a different area in a state, like we were lived in like 20 different areas in one state. And so like I don't know, maybe I just got
If if
a
I had to
combo.
say, if I had to say, you sound like a news announcer, and that is a Midwestern accent. It is
Yes,
basically a blend of everything.
Mhm.
yeah.
I'll
yep.
take it.
You have the you have the same um, well, when I'm not drunk, you have the same accent I do, which is Midwestern radio announcer Johnny Carson sort of accent.
Yeah, because
I'll take
Johnny
it.
was from Nebraska originally, believe it or not.
Correct.
Yep, yep. But the influence of that kind of job, that kind of accent, went further than just Nebraska. It kind of split all over. And when I am attempting my regular work Southern accent, I sound a whole lot different than I do when I'm trying to attempt my normal everyday Midwestern radio announcer accent, which is pretty much what I'm doing right now, except, you know, about $20 worth of these. But
My mom
Make me
told me one
thirsty.
time. My mom told me one time about this lady she talked to that had such a unique Southern accent that she turned the number / letter 4 into a 2-syllable word.
Huh.
Forward.
Four.
Forward.
Forward.
Four.
and you can also do that with the name of the automobile manufacturer, a forward.
Yeah.
Well, I read a story one time about how a husband could always tell when his wife was mad at him because his one syllable name suddenly wound up with multiple syllables. Ayud!
Yep.
Yeah,
Now,
and the thing I
when
knew.
you are a Southern child,
Yep. First
you
middle
you
name.
know exactly when you need to get on a bus and head to Cleveland because you are in so much trouble because your mama will call you by all 3 or 4
Oh yeah.
or
No.
5
Oh, no,
of your
no, no.
If I
names.
heard Keisha Michelle, it was just a warning. If I
Yeah.
heard Keisha Michelle Twardowski, I ran.
Yeah.
Really?
In my case, it was Stephanie, get in here. Stephanie Ann, get in here right now. Ann, and I was gone.
Yep.
She dropped the
Cleveland is
first
the
name
next
entirely.
bus stop. Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Drop the
when
first name entirely, and it's only the middle name. I am done for. Oh, my goose is cooked.
it was bad
Yeah.
enough when my first and middle name was mentioned, but when my first, middle, and last name was mentioned, I knew I was in deep.
That.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yep.
me, it was my mom has a very strong Amsterdam accent when she's angry, and it sounds a lot angrier as normally. It's once you hear that and you hear all your names, you run.
You're
And I
you're
didn't get
ready,
any warnings from Dad. He was just pissed.
No.
you're ready to move to China right then.
So my
No.
mom made fun of me for this, but before I named Dolores her name, my mom was living with me at the time, and I was down in the basement with her, and I was like thinking of baby names and stuff. And when I was thinking about naming Dolores, all you heard from the other room is Dolores Janine Haycop. And she goes, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm practicing for the future. I have to make sure it sounds angry enough so that she understands that she's in trouble."
And she's
Oh,
still
boy.
running all around town.
Honestly.
She heard that once before she was conceived, and that's all it took.
Is yeah, no,
Time
she's
travel
like
is
the
the thing.
opposite of Angel Worthy. She's pretty sure she's possessed most of the time.
Takes after her mama, huh?
I was
She
about to
does.
say.
Oh,
You know
They
me
say
so
you
well.
pay for your raising with your
Yes,
kids.
but I still love you.
Oh boy.
Well, she is adorable.
Yes,
That's
me
got
or
nothing to
her.
do with it.
You
Yes.
haven't
Okay.
met her.
You've never seen Dolores?
We've always
I might have seen a
well.
picture
Let
of
me
her, but
let me tell you, we have seen Dolores, and we have heard Dolores in the hypersonic frequencies.
Yeah, she digs after me.
Yes, dear.
So if you guys didn't know this yet, I have ADHD, which
Didn't
Welcome to the
notice.
club.
No, you're fine.
okay. So I'm pretty positive that
Squirrel.
I passed it on to her. Like 100% positive, but it's not confirmed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till graduation.
Today was
Yeah.
her last day of soccer for the season. And
Did she
after
allow
her
her coach to live?
I actually apologized to her coach after her game. I went up to him and I was like, "Thank you for being so patient with her." Like, he would be like, "Dolores, come here." And she would be walking the opposite direction into the like actual goal, picking flowers and
Mhm.
spinning in circles. And like
Dolores
every
is
5
actually
seconds,
a
she'd run over to
Dalek
me and
in
she'd.
disguise. That's what I'm thinking.
She's what?
Yeah.
A Dalek in disguise.
There's a good chance.
Yeah. The special weapons Dalek. She's gonna ray gun somebody really hard one of these days.
I'm hoping it's not me.
Yeah.
So am I.
Let's hope she's not a Cylon either.
You know what? I just hope she's something humanish.
Yeah, that comes with age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let
Have you met me? Hi. I have age,
ish.
and I am okay.
Yeah.
She is yours. This is going to be a bit of a stretch. We might be able to pull it off. If
It
we
took me 30 years to get this normal.
Yeah.
As I like
Sweetie.
to say, glorious results of a
never
misspent
achieved
youth.
that kind of normal.
Nope.
I was gonna say I'm on 35 years. I haven't hit that kind of normal yet. So
Really?
Y'all are whippersnappers.
I'm young.
Mike, how old are you?
I'm 28. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
the beer doesn't say it, but
Hey,
I'm not the
you
youngest
guys,
one
I'm not the
once.
youngest one here. Yeah, right, Joe? Normally, I'm the youngest one.
I'll be
people have been
65
guessing
in
me.
November, and I gave up on being normal about 3 regenerations ago.
Me too. I've never
When,
been normal. I hate being
When I gave
normal.
up the fluffy 70 shirts and the bow ties, yes.
What, you mean Brian K. Morris?
No. John Pertwee. Oh Lord.
When
Yeah.
when one of the managers at work, when I was working shuttle program, informed me that I was not merely a changeling, but I was an alien changeling, I decided to go with it.
Cool.
I've been referred to as the Energizer Bunny on crack.
You know what happens when the Energizer Bunny's batteries get put in backwards?
Me?
I will leave that to an exercise of the imagination.
Um,
You got it. You got it.
So, guys, how's it going?
I'm a road
Contemplating
construction
starting
inspector
animation.
who does mobile apps and plays D&D. Yeah, I have no hopes of ever being normal.
D&D is a completely normal
this guy.
game that everybody plays.
Yeah, but do you curse the dice that you touch?
Now I curse
Yeah.
everybody else's dice that they touch.
Do I what the dice? Curse the
Curse.
dice?
Yeah.
Oh, I have dice that are in jail currently.
The next time you happen to run into Nick Tockard online, ask him what he did to one of my D20s.
Ooh.
knowing Nick, I'm not going to ask him anything whatsoever because I don't have 6 hours to waste.
No, exactly.
Nick prays for me a lot.
Yeah, well, he prays for all of us a lot. That's a sign of his friendship, and
And
Yeah.
we could use all the prayers we can get sometimes.
Well,
no matter no
He
matter
Don't
how
know
tells
if it'll
me
help, but it
he
couldn't
tells
hurt.
me that he loves me, but I concern him.
That's understandable.
so
I love
long,
I
him,
don't
but
need
he
prayers. I need
concerns
action.
me too.
so long story short, we went through a whole battle where I could not roll above a 5. Ended up hitting one of my own teammates that was behind me,
Oh, that was
and
good.
yeah, we got done with the battle. We got back outside the dungeon. He goes, "Okay, it's your move. What do you do?" And I said, "Well, apparently I need to readjust how my staff shoots. So I'm going to aim at that tree." The first natural 20 I have rolled the entire night was aiming at that tree.
You know what?
Found a box inside of said tree. He goes, "Open it." All right. He goes, "It's a blaster." Awesome. Roll for your specs. Roll a natural 1. I ended up with a stormtrooper blaster that had a -5 to hit.
Wow.
Because,
That's
you know,
fantastic. So, one of the last times I played, me and another member ended up chasing each other around a tree for literally 2 hours. Because when you play D&D, it's not like you're going to sit down for an hour and you're going to play this game. It's hey, is it still Sunday?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And especially since like
Is it still March?
yeah. So like we would play for like 14, 16 plus hours a day, and spending 2 hours of time chasing each other around a tree just because you can't roll well enough to accidentally bump into each other is like a normal occurrence.
Yeah.
there was another night I was rolling bad. I decided to use one of my wife's D20s, which she was rolling great with. After I used it, she couldn't roll above a 10 the rest of the night.
Wow.
You broke her D20.
Yeah,
You're lucky she didn't divorce you.
we weren't married yet at that point, so
Still,
That's why
still.
I'm a dice goblin, so I have an entire container of dice. And that way, if one of them is not working for me, I go down the line. I'm like, okay, this one normally works with me. And I've noticed that everybody has a color dice that works better for them. I feel like that's a thing. Mine
Yeah.
is yellow.
the,
Yellow
only-
dice work best for me.
the only time I actually rolled really well, there was a con that used to be up here called Arcticon. It was a very small convention, gaming convention, and there was a group. They were doing a dungeon crawl. It was like a level 0 starter, and they were getting ready to release the game. They hadn't made all the production for it yet, but they still had a copy of the rules book.
Mhm.
So like, oh, I'll play test it, And I basically did my play test as I looked at my character stats and went, okay, he has an intelligence of 0, so he's not going to be afraid of shit. He's just going to, basically Leroy Jenkins whatever he's going into.
Living
Not
like Larry.
afraid.
I kept rolling nat 20s. I think with that character, I maybe had one that was below a 10. Everything else was just rolling great. Got done with that. Joined up with Nick's D&D campaign that was going on that night. Couldn't roll for shit.
It happens. It happens.
But
Nick put a hex on you.
well,
Or you
I-
dice
he has,
anyway.
for his
I have a set of D6s, D6s that are jade, actual jade.
Oh
I
wow.
have a
That
set
sounds
of
expensive. I want them.
I have a set of D8s that are amethyst.
Wow.
Nice.
They
Uh-oh.
are not perfect, but I love them. And I also have a D2, which is not a quarter. It is a disc that says on one side, "Today is your lucky day." The other side says, "No cash value."
Ooh.
Guess which one is the one and the two?
Nice.
Yeah, and
I have those, but mine are called mine are for playing Pokemon.
yeah,
Okay.
in Nick's Big Stompy Robots game, he's got a bunch of the little terrain and stuff that he's made up to take to cons. And part of the game, he made a Jobok Techno Union. So it's a big building, and on top of the building has this little dome, and in it is sealed one of my D10s. That he is sealed away from everything.
No, I'm actually very seriously thinking of starting a pilot episode for La Cora. So I'm stuck in between which book, but yeah, like I'm probably gonna start working on that today. At least get the intro going.
I would think, just as a first impulse, I would think continuity order, but then you might have a way of saying, well, it's more interesting post continuity or this
Well,
alternate continuity.
there is no continuity. Every single story stands alone. So
Okay.
in every issue, we follow a new kind of creature, and building the world like that. So they all have their own stories, and each of them would essentially fill a 10-minute episode.
Well,
So
that makes me feel better. I don't have my head up my nethers. Why am I censoring myself here at 2 a.m.?
I was going to say.
I was wondering about that.
It's because
Yeah.
I'm in here. He doesn't want to ruin me.
That's BS.
What
That
the
you
happened?
interest me strangely.
Where is this crew
I didn't
hiding
say
at?
that. Who said that? That wasn't me.
It was a Dan. I heard it.
It was an alternate universe, Stan. No.
Man.
Oh Lord. God bless the little pygmies.
There's the crew.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah, that's Ricky Bobby right there.
Yeah. Make sure
Lord,
the
I
barbecue
apologize. Bless all the starving little pygmies in New Guinea.
make sure the barbecue comes out all right. Yeah.
As Louis Grizzard like to say sometimes, we had that one cousin one time we wasn't real sure about. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You do realize I greatly resemble him.
I was him. Hands down.
Now he was a hell of a lot smarter than I am, but physically we are somewhat slightly similar.
And if you ever get a chance, Keisha, or any of y'all that haven't listened to some of his comedy albums and stories, because they are priceless.
Now, if you ever want insight into a Southern persona with actual wisdom, I mean, we're talking plus 50 here. Yeah, Louis Grizzard is one of those folks that you would really like to experience. And he does have stuff out there, even though he's gone.
He had awesome names for his books and his albums. Stuff like "If Love Were Oil, I'd Be About a Quart Low." They tore out my heart and stomped that sucker flat. Elvis
Yes.
is dead, and I don't feel so good myself.
Yes.
Cute little boys, they're riding Shetland ponies.
Shoot low boys. Yeah. Oh, that was a
Don't
good.
bend over, Granny. Them taters got eyes. Those are just some off the top of my head. Like I said,
Yeah, he had he's got an entire mythos there, and it's not exactly a mythos because he was describing the real world as people in Georgia experienced it, but with the intellectual bent to go, that's fucking stupid.
um,
And he was not ashamed to call us, well, on our faux pas as being, that's fucking stupid.
you should listen to him anytime he mentions his boyhood friend and idol Wayman C. Wanamaker Jr.
I can't even remember the name. Lord. Uh,
And don't forget the two biggest Georgia Bulldog fans in the world, Bubba and Earl.
oh.
So,
I think we have confounded the universe here. Come on, Chris. We got to salvage this somehow.
well, he actually was a sports writer originally for the Atlanta Journal Constitution, and he got moved up to Chicago for a couple of years. And he swore if he ever got back to Atlanta, he would never head back up there again. He claimed that Chicago had two seasons, winter and 4th of July. And I
What's
think
his name again?
Louis Grizzard.
Okay. Whew, I spelled that wrong and I got on some Ku Klux Klan stuff.
Um,
Whew.
Grizzard.
Okay,
Not-
one more time.
Not gizzard.
Grizzard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if
Thank
you
you.
ever,
He-
if
he
you
had-
ever
This
run
seems
across
like a
Ku
safer
Klux
place for me to
Klan
be.
stuff, just
Yeah.
exit out and research.
And I think one of his albums or his books was like, "If I ever get back to Georgia, I'm gonna nail my feet to the ground." I think that was when he was still living in Chicago.
Now, for something that is not regional, um, if anybody has never looked up Martin Mull, please do. You will have fun.
I will tell you another Southern comedian that you would not expect. There's a gentleman from the Knoxville area. His name is Henry Cho.
Henry Cho. He has my accent, but he is Korean.
Yep. And seeing him is one of the funniest, and hearing him is one of the most.
Now, imagine somebody who is Korean that talks like me.
Y'all are trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
what's that clicking noise?
It's a commercial. Oh, I'm sorry. They're called ads now.
No,
Yeah.
they're just
It's
commercials.
the same thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I get yelled at by my kids all the time. They were like, "What's a commercial?" I'm like,
It's a
I'm
stuff
sorry.
that interrupts
Apparently,
what
I'm
you
old.
really want to see.
It is something designed to try and separate you from your money and resources.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it works.
Yep.
So, life, huh?
It's fantastic. Okay.
Now you got some fun stuff to look up when you're bored.
All the time. Literally.
aren't we all?
Never have that problem.
That's why we're writers. We're bored all the time. And we
People,
make up stuff to entertain ourselves. And wow, wonder upon wonders, occasionally other people would pay us to read what we create because we're bored and want something to do.
you know
I
what?
just
I always have to have something to do or else I go crazy and everybody's like, "You always are doing something." I was like, "Cuz I cannot sit still. If I sit
Mhm.
still, I will drive myself crazy." So I'm always
or
doing
until you fall asleep because you
You and
have
Stephanie have
ADHD.
a lot in common there.
I know it. I had to deal with that growing up, and learning to deal with it was not fun.
No.
I still haven't learned to deal with it. I'm supposed to be on medication, but I tried taking medication. But people with ADHD don't really remember to do stuff like that.
No.
Um,
You have to be in a habit of doing it, and it works better when you're younger.
but I have to. So I have certain habits that I can get myself into, and certain ones that I cannot. So right now, um, I am in weird habits. Like, I have to study French every day. If I don't study French every day, my brain goes, "You didn't study French every day." So I have studied for the last 97 days straight because that's my current thing. But if
As
I
someone
hyperfixate
who
on
almost
anything
married a
else,
French girl,
huh?
why?
What'd you say?
As someone who almost married a French girl, why?
Why? Oh, I just
Oh
like
my god.
I like learning random things. I actually never plan to go to France or know anybody that actually is from France. But like I hyperfixate on things and then I
Hmm.
stay on that subject for as long as my
Mm-hmm.
brain will let me and then I go to a different subject. Like one time
Yeah.
I got bored and I taught myself Japanese. Another time I taught myself pi to a ridiculous number because why not? It's a good party trick though.
It
Somebody will
is.
be like, "Hey, you know what pi is?" And I'm like, 3.14159265358979323384626433832, and then I just keep going. And they're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because I got bored one time, and that is what my brain wanted to learn." And
Because you were dumb enough to ask me the question. That's why.
yes,
Yeah,
at one point when I was hyperfixated on that and Japanese at the same time, I wrote it out in Japanese numbers.
Oh, that would be fascinating.
I
yeah.
still have the notebook somewhere. I'll have to find it, but
You'll
you
have
You
to
know,
see,
use that in a story. You will
speaking
have
of
to use that
Japanese, are
in
you familiar with the song "Turning Japanese" by the Vapors?
mm-mm.
I used to date a girl that applied to. She was in the SCA. And
That's a fun song.
we had to filter the lyrics so that it would fit to her. But
Yeah.
uh, damn, I wonder whatever happened to her. She's somewhere in Florida now. Um, her 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 parents are both gone, and she inherited the household estate. And that's the
Yeah.
last I know.
I had a friend when I was in college that was polyglot. He could speak Japanese and French and English fluently, Spanish and Portuguese fairly fluently, was learning Mandarin Chinese, and could speak some Korean, and I'm probably forgetting a thing or two.
Yeah. No.
See, unfortunately, I only hyperfixate on a language long enough to learn a little bit, and then I'm like, I'm bored with this, and then I move to something else.
I have that
So,
with skills.
huh?
I have that with skills. So,
I do
like,
the same thing. I'm like, you know what? This week I really like to crochet. Okay.
yeah,
This week I really like to paint. Okay. This week I really like to whatever it is that week. Yeah,
that's why
I do
I'm
that.
thinking of animation.
I think your cat's wanting some attention, Mike.
She always does.
I
She is my
locked my
little
cats out of
spooky,
the room.
and I love her.
Yeah.
Daddy,
I think she
no.
loves you too,
Mm,
even though she's a little bit irritated. Like, I like this, but I don't like it.
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay, so who out of the group has a extra room in their house?
No.
Anybody? No.
Extra room? What do you mean by
Actually,
extra room?
Oh, because
I
we're planning vacations for the
Oh.
summer, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna go.
dude, if you want to come to the Netherlands, feel free to.
Yes, I'd have
Like,
to get like a passport.
yeah.
Yeah, you would need that.
Yeah.
And
But
probably
Atlanta
like
has plenty of
money.
flights there, so.
Essentially, I live in my studio, which,
Look,
that's where my
if
computer is.
if you go into anywhere in the world, you have to pass through Atlanta. If you wind up being sentenced to go to hell, you got to go to Hartsfield first.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to go to heaven or hell, you have to change planes at Hartsfield.
Mm-hmm.
That's the running
If
joke.
you want to get into Europe, you got to go through London, no matter what.
Heathrow,
I'm okay
yeah.
with that.
Yeah, it's
Heathrow
cool.
or Gatwick.
Gatwick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gatwick is my favorite. Yeah.
Okay,
I
Yeah.
my
love
ADH brain is kicking in. Mike, I just realized you said you were almost engaged or engaged to somebody that's French. I need more context behind that. My brain just clicked on that, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
I
no,
need to
okay.
know more about
So,
this.
in 2018, I met this girl through making comics. Because I dated an American girl before this.
Oh,
Um,
they're crazy. But
I
go on.
preferred the American one.
Oh.
Right. So we met through comics, and yeah,
Hey, Bubs.
she moved from France to me. Like, it was originally planned to just be a couple of months, and then she'd go back, or actually a couple of weeks, and she'd go back. But the person that she was staying with at the time before she came to me sadly committed suicide, and so she was stuck here. Um, and so yeah, like, we were doing pretty well until and at some point she was like, you know what, if I wasn't sure you were going to say no, I'd say I'd ask you to marry me. And I was like, who says I'm gonna say no? Because we were doing fine at that point. And so yeah, we got engaged, and 2 or 3 months later, she completely snapped, essentially, and turned my life into a living hell. And I'm so glad she's gone now, because I have my own company back and I don't have her going, but I'm paying for it, therefore, because I got plenty of books downstairs that I'm never going
Welcome,
to sell thanks to her. But it was her money,
welcome
so I
to
don't.
France.
Yeah. French girls. No.
Mm. That's why I want to know why you wanted to learn French.
See, it's just the thing my brain latched
Yeah,
on
no,
to.
don't worry about it. I'm not afraid to tell it. Like,
I'm wondering if maybe there was a subliminal thing. Maybe you saw a Looney Tunes cartoon with Pepe Le Pew in it, and that.
No, obviously that Flower is out in the barn. I have a skunk in the barn named Flower. She's cute.
Sweet.
She hasn't sprayed me yet, so we're friends. We're cool.
That's
But
good.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Only if she gets spooked. If she's cool with Keisha and she doesn't spook her,
you know what?
then
I
there's
go
good
in the
sense.
barn at the same time as she is, and she just looks at me, and I look at her, and I'm like,
What's up?
"What's up? You go that way, I'll go this way." Okay.
Works.
And then we
You
just
you got the stink glands. I've got the 412.
no, I don't carry things around with me except for a flashlight. What am I gonna do? Flashlight her to death?
Mhm.
I did do that once, but that was so that I could videotape her because she was adorable.
Mhm.
I did once kill a copperhead snake with a basketball.
That is impressive.
I
Yeah.
dribbled it to death.
I grabbed a. I felt something crawling on the back of my neck, and I cupped my hand like that, and I grabbed it, and I saw it was a bumblebee, and I threw it on the ground so hard I killed it.
Aww.
Oh.
But it's a
Now,
Poor
bumblebee.
thing.
now I have to give a little bit of context here. Me and my uncle, that's the same age as me, got into a nest of bumblebees when we were younger. We had an
Mm.
allergic reaction and we almost died from it.
Yeah, okay.
So
So,
naturally, when I see that there, I'm like,
yeah.
They do have a rather sizable, not venom delivery system, but
Sting.
formic acid delivery system,
Mhm.
let's say, because that's basically what it is. And they're not teeny tiny things; they can be huge. So it hurts like, and if you
Mm-hmm.
are allergic to it, it can kill you.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I completely get you. I mean, for the most part, they are just not minding their own business, and if they were on your
Yeah.
back, like they're
They're adorable.
yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
and like I said, I'm okay with them at a distance, but when they're crawling on the back of my neck,
Yeah, no, I get you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that brings us up to what Jimmy was saying. A French woman is not like a bumblebee. They just
No, they're more
totally
like a wasp.
toxic. Uh, more like a hornet. Um, no limit to the number of stings, and it
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna die when it gets pissed off and leaves.
yeah, I had a bad experience with.
Yeah,
I
she's in the
guess it was
psych
yellow
ward now, so
jackets
I'm
instead of
fine.
hornets. I mean, yellow
Yeah.
jackets bury in the ground, burrow in the ground too, right?
Yeah.
Yep. But
Yeah, I was.
only the females in yellow jackets actually sting. The
Well,
males the males are drones.
I didn't realize that there was a yellow jackets nest there,
Mm,
and I was mowing around my grandfather's pear trees, and I started feeling the sensation on my legs, and I didn't know what the heck it was. I'm like, man, this is starting to really get irritating. I looked down and I saw the swarm coming and
yeah,
heading further up. Now, luckily, I was wearing thick denim jeans and socks and all, but
that's when you
I,
run.
Mhm.
yeah, I let the because it was one of the mowers with the handles that you have to hold down for the engine to run.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
cut it off, and I set a new world land speed, unofficial land speed record for a white boy running down
Yeah.
his house.
See, I would have been
Oh.
SOL because so y'all, I live in the middle of nowhere. There's a
Hmm.
good chance that if I'm outside, I have like barely any clothes on and
Hmm.
maybe a flip flops.
Hmm.
So that just sounds like it would not end well with me because I would have
Well,
zero protection.
As long
No.
as you run fast enough.
the funny thing
Not very good at
was,
running.
I had a ball cap on, and I was waving it like a checkered flag in NASCAR, trying to keep them from hitting my face. And I had a V-neck T-shirt on, and one of them got inside and stung me on the side of my abdomen.
Mm.
And anyway, my mom happened to be at home at my grandfather's home at the time, and I was running down there yelling. She's like, "What's going on?" I said, "Yell 'em, I'm getting stung." She's like, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "Grab some hornet spray and you know."
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, once she sprayed them all, and they were dying and all that. As soon as I got in the door, she told me to get stripped and get in the shower.
Yeah.
She pulled out 22 stingers
Oh
in my
shit.
jeans.
Ooh.
One that got inside my t-shirt, and a couple, and there were probably some that fell out. When she was spraying the wasp and
Yeah.
hornet spray,
Mhm.
and that was. Of course, my grandfather got them back. He poured some gas down the hole and
And lit it.
took care of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep. The gasoline will act like a cryogenic and freeze them.
Yeah.
while still retaining its flammable properties.
Mhm.
So once they're frozen in place, poof.
Good to know.
Yep.
I always
Mhm.
use the flamethrower method with a
Mhm.
lighter
Yeah.
and a spray can.
Yep.
Well,
White rain hairspray. Yes.
Wait until evening. Once the day starts to cool, they'll go back to the nest, and they won't be flying around so much. They'll quiet down. Then you
mhm.
can pour in the gasoline and light it.
Oh, and make sure you take the gasoline away, the can and all that, because you
Uh-huh.
don't
Oh,
want any
yeah.
paper trails
Yeah.
before you light it.
Yeah, really.
You know what? I'm not really good with safety.
Well,
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
telling you that to
honey.
save you some heartache
No,
later.
Yeah.
so a couple years ago that
Okay.
actually
Are you good
situation
with
did happen.
insurance? Take the damn gasoline away before you light the
You're talking to somebody whose grandfather burned to death, okay? From something very similar to this.
So
Be
the reason why I bought it up is because I accidentally tried doing that one time. I tried this was years ago. I have learned
Mhm.
my lesson. I do not
You're
do
still
this.
here, so.
But we had a bonfire going and part of it wasn't lit and somebody told me to throw some gasoline on it. So I
Hmm.
picked up the jug of gasoline and I started pouring it onto the fire. And then the fire started following me.
well,
I threw it and
yeah.
ran. So I have not done it since. Thank you very much. But
Good girl.
yeah, I learned my lesson the hard way, but thankfully I didn't actually get burnt by it.
No, see, here's where you made your mistake. The fire was going and then you added the gas. No, it's the other
Yeah.
way around. You put the gas there, move the gas tank away, then you add the fire.
Yeah, see, but when you're
Bravo!
young and stupid and
I
listening
resemble
to
that
other
remark.
people, yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to be young; you just have to be stupid.
I was
Mhm.
I
As I
was
said,
a, a toddler when my grandfather was burned to death. And to this day, I cannot light a match. Well, I
Really?
can, but I will go through about 4 or 5 matches just breaking them in my attempts to light it. Most of the time, I don't generally use a regular cigarette lighter, even to light a candle. I have to
See,
use like a fireplace lighter.
I have that issue with propane tanks, like gas grills and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because when I was probably maybe 6, 7 years old or something like that, we were having we were grilling out, and my cousin, I don't know what happened, but he was standing next to it and it exploded on him.
Ooh.
And he had to get skin grafts and everything all over his body from where it had burnt off. And so now, like I still love to grill out, but I refuse to use a gas grill. I have to have the good old
Yeah.
fashioned charcoal, or else I
Mhm.
will not use it or go near it.
Yep. And
The
I
same goes
understand that
probably in
too.
this town.
Mhm.
The accident that killed my grandfather was he was transferring gasoline, and he dropped the container and spilled it. He was in the basement, and they had a gas furnace, and the
Oh.
pilot light caught it.
Ugh.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So yeah,
Mhm.
so I will when we built this house, I had the option to put gas in here, and I wouldn't do it. I don't want I will not use anything. I'm like you. I won't use a gas fireplace. I won't use a gas grill. Uh, I don't want gas in my house. Just no.
We actually so we have a propane tank for our house, and they were like, um you'll have to get it filled up every year or a couple times a year and stuff like that. We've lived here for 3 years now, And nope, because I don't use anything that uses the gas. At least I try not to. Um, everything else, like I'm also very finicky about anything electrical. I blame that one on my sister though, because she told me to lick my finger and stick it in the light socket. I was
That'll
little.
do the trick.
I was little and really stupid, and I listened to my sister. Um,
I did that one all on my own
oh,
because
see,
I was curious. And the next thing I remember is being on the other side of the room on the floor.
It is the electrifying experience, that's for sure.
it is
Shocking.
You know what? I'm surprised me and my siblings lived through our childhood with all the stupid stuff we convinced each other to do. Because thinking back on it, like, there's things that. Nope.
Yeah, huh? I understand.
Did we lose
I
Dan?
hear you talking.
Yeah, I think we did. We lose Dan? Dan, are we still here?
No, he's his camera is still moving. I think he's asleep.
Yeah.
We lost Chris too.
Hey, Dan.
Dan.
Dan,
Dan.
it's going to be interesting because it's coming up on the end of the show, and he's the only person that can shut this thing down.
Yep.
This would not be the first time that he's left it going all night, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can't stay here all night.
That's okay.
Oh, Dan.
To go.
I should have been asleep hours ago.
I
We
should have
lost
been starting to work 2 hours ago, but whatever.
Well, this is going to be...
This is the only adult time that I get with people, so I get animals and children. I don't actually get a chance to talk to adults.
I'm technically at work. I keep going to the NDOT website and pulling up the cameras on the interstate to see where the crew's at.
Are you supervising? I feel like that's hardcore supervising right there.
I'm an inspector, but there's really nothing to inspect because all they're doing is moving the lanes over so we can fit traffic through this first phase. And this section of interstate is about the busiest in Indiana. It's I-94 from the Illinois state line to about 5 miles in. And just in the first mile segment alone, from data I was able to find in 2014, that first mile segment would see 200,000 vehicles a day. And seeing as nobody regards the 55 mile per hour speed limit through there, even when we have no construction, and I was almost hit a few different times Thursday night, my ass ain't going out there until we have barrier wall. Or they call me and say, hey, we have an issue, we need you to come out.
Yeah.
Well, I've always found that Ohio drivers drive incredibly fast on I-75 when they're going through Georgia.
Gotta be right back.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, you know how to end the show?
I know how. Oh,
do
is
you have-
Dan going to sleep?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can call Joe because he told me to call him if that ever happened.
Okay. I was getting ready to try to leave a message in the
Yeah.
chat, but
Yeah, let me find them and
I don't even see it. What is he leaning against something? How is he
No.
not?
I think his head just nodded off.
Yeah.
He's a little lean forward, but that might be the desk also helping hold him up too.
I don't know how people can sleep like that, though.
I would
No.
have such a crick in my neck.
I know, right?
I don't know why we're all talking soft. He can't hear. We tried yelling his name, and
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know we're Facebook friends, right?
I think so. Yeah. If not,
Okay.
let me fix that.
Because you said you work on comics and stuff.
Okay, I'm headed that way.
All right. Sorry to bother you, man.
All right, that's what I told you to do.
Yep. All right. We'll see you. Bye.
Because I want to check out some stuff if you don't mind
Yeah. No.
sending me over some stuff.
What would you need? What would you like?
Literally anything. No, I like comics and stuff, so.
Yeah. No. Let me. I got Love and Korra for free to read on Tapas.
Don't if they're not free, it's cool too.
No. They are free. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's free to read there. So.
Yeah, I
Oh my
think
God,
Dan's
I
having a little bit of
There we go.
separation anxiety from his wife.
Well, that and he's
Oh.
been working pretty heavy hours at work too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's probably a combo.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully Joe pops on here before he
he
Yep.
must have popped on there because he
Yeah.
pulled Dan from the
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah.
There we
Hey,
go.
Joe.
hello,
Hey.
beautiful.
Yeah. Hi.
Somebody's not awake. Bless him.
I mean, yeah. I was asleep about 5 minutes after I clicked the button.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, Jimmy. Hey, good to see you. Help.
Yeah. Right back at you, dude.
We got a
Well,
pretty good gang going here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dan was doing fine, and then all at once he got quiet and just sort of
And then he
nodded
just-
off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very
just
impressive,
a few minutes
though.
ago.
Yeah. I can do it.
I have to have a specific pillow and blanket.
Yeah.
Got to be a certain degree
Yep.
and no light or sound, and then I can fall
Yeah.
asleep.
If I'm traveling, I cannot sleep. Like, I had a 3-day travel to San Diego with layovers and everything. I did not bat an eye. So once I got to the hostel and I was laying down, I was gone.
I bet.
Well, I don't know if Chris or Stephanie. No, Chris wasn't even in then yet. I was here going. Okay, I got to go, guys.
You were doing that at City Cafe.
Yeah. Had Donna left me alone, they'd probably woke me up just to keep me from snoring.
Yeah. Well, you hadn't, so I was letting you get some sleep because I knew you needed some rest. But
So I noticed Mike Jimmy sort of sounds funny.
Yeah, because I'm from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's across the pond.
yeah. Just a long hop.
I didn't hear that one. Sorry.
Just a long hop.
My new best friend, so that way if I ever have to go out of country, I have some place to stay.
Seriously, I live in my studio and I have a living room that is pretty gigantic. It's my
Oh
studio.
yeah, but I have these annoying
bedroom.
things called family and children.
Yeah, no, I figured.
They require space, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All
You can't
right.
streak him around and carry him around in a little carry-all.
I used to be able to do that
Yeah,
with the littlest
but
one.
they kind of grow.
Yeah.
Feeding them
She's
food
gonna be
kinda does
5 this year.
that. Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
No.
And hopefully, Keisha, someday you can make it to Hallowcon because we would love to have you there.
I know. So once I get over my whole agoraphobia thing, it's only been 30 years, so I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'll get there. Hey, this year is when I first started driving, so progress.
Nice.
All right.
Yes, I can only drive my daughter to school and to dance practice, which are literally on the same block. But I can drive.
There you
Awesome.
go. I'm gonna be honest.
And Joe?
I still can drive, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can get you to attend Hallowcon one of these days as well.
I'd love to, but it falls in the middle of construction season, so unless I
Yeah.
actually end up on a short project, that probably won't
Somebody
happen.
just has to come and pick me up. I'll go.
That might can be arranged.
Mike, Kim,
Well, guys,
if you can get yourself to Atlanta, we can figure out how to get you the next 90 minutes up the road.
Yep.
Steph, you heading out?
well, it's that time, guys. So we
Yep.
probably ought to shut this show
Yeah.
down and let Joe Dog go back to bed.
Yep. Hey, I appreciate all y'all coming in and joining in on the show.
Yep.
Let me
Sure
find
enough.
It was
Having me as
fun.
always.
It's always fun
Yeah.
to talk to humans.
Yes.
Adult humans.
Human-ish.
Yeah, no, just
Human-ish.
humans in general.
Yeah. And,
Humans.
and actually have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's been fun, guys.
Yep.
Yep.
Y'all have a
I
good
will
night.
bid you all good night and good morning to Mike.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
it's
9
actually
a.m.,
good
so I can
morning to
finally get
us
to work.
too.
Yep.
Sleep
Yeah,
tight.
it is officially morning.
All right.
Enjoy your Sunday, everyone.
All right.
Y'all go get some sleep or work done, depending on what you're doing.
Maybe
All right.
both.
Take care, everybody.
Y'all
Bye,
take
Be
it.
guys.
awesome, guys.
Good night, everybody. Now, which button do I use? There it is. All right. I hope this is the right one. Holler at y'all later.
Bye.